Good evening. My name is Rod Shao. I'm the founder CEO of InPlay, which is a nonprofit that connects low-income youth with after-school and summer programs. I also had the privilege of serving on the application review team this past year, and that's when I first encountered the remarkable story of Kate Williams. Now, all of the awardees this evening have overcome great challenges to be able to help other people. But in the case of Kate Williams, her first challenge was to help herself. She was a job recruiter for pharmaceutical and high-tech firms when her career took an unexpected turn. She began to lose her sight. By age 65, she had lost most of her vision. As you can imagine, it must have been very difficult for her to come to terms with this loss. I'm sure all of us can appreciate how frightened we would be if we were to lose our sight. And yet, Kate was able to overcome this hurdle, and in the process, to find new purpose for her vocation. Today, Kate runs the innovative employment immersion program at LightHouse for the blind and visually impaired. She trains and mentors visually impaired people so that they can find jobs. In recognition and appreciation for her shining example for all people facing challenges everywhere, it is my pleasure and honor to present her with a 2014 Purpose Prize. But first, let's pause to watch this short film which captures the joy and spirit that Kate brings in helping other people.
When I was a kid, my father ended our breakfast with the same saying every day: attitude is everything, so today be sure you pick a good one. The key there is not necessarily the attitude, but it's the choice. When I was around 40, when I was actually looking at her photographs, I was unable to discern the features on the page. It looked as if everything was melting. It was very frightening. I have a congenital disease, and it affects the eyes. By the time I was 50, I lost so much vision that I could no longer drive. To take that away was devastating to me. I really, at that time, went into some depression about what am I going to do with my life. I wanted to keep working. I had to just do it differently.
Subject: Hello, Kate. Attached is the job description for the technology trainer. Job description.
Realizing that at my age and with my disability, my chances of finding employment seemed to me to be unsurmountable, that I thought a lot of other people have to be feeling this way. Since my background had been almost 30 years in working with people, finding them employment, I created this program that brings individuals from all sectors of the blind community and assists them in securing employment.
This is kind of my first foot out the door as an unemployed, blind individual. Am I going to go now years searching for a job?
It's just one of those other fears that we have. And they're real, and you haven't been out there for a while. In the near future, it'll start coming more naturally, and you'll feel better about it.
But I mean, I'm also looking at
We go through interview techniques, disclosing their disability, advocating for themselves. Then we work with them one-on-one, helping them meet their specific job goal.
When I was 39, I started having some vision loss, and I felt really isolated. Kate helped me get back into my nursing career, which I thought was over. I ended up going through her program, which kind of gave me my life back.
It didn't come easily. It's not as if I woke up one morning and thought, I think I'm going to go out and teach a lot of blind people. It actually came through my own journey, feeling depressed, feeling that there were no answers. I'm glad I went through that, because now that helps me help them.
Goodbye, ladies. Bye.
When that phone rings and someone's on the other end and they say, I've had a job offer, I know from that moment on, their lives are going to change. If I can't be a role model to other people that are visually impaired, then I'm not going to make a difference in their life, and that's what I want to do. I'm Kate Williams, and this is my encore.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Kate Williams.
You know, I told Eunice and Marcy, members of the Encore staff, that I didn't want to practice my speech because I couldn't put any notes in front of me to read. So I was going to speak from my heart and extemporaneously. But honestly, I had no idea my heart would feel like this, and I'm just overwhelmed to be in front of you. The only thing that makes this easier for me, because I've learned from every person that's won the Purpose Prize that we all feel the same way. We don't want to be in the spotlight. We want this to be about what we do, not who we are. But I realize that this is an opportunity for me to speak on behalf of the millions of disabled Americans that are in our communities, whether it be a wounded warrior, whether you be a victim of an accident, born deaf, or contract blindness later on in life, we all have something in common, and that is that we wish to be not defined by our disability, but our abilities. That gives me the strength to go on and do what I do, which is working specifically in that field of disability with the blind and visually impaired. I am fortunate enough to be working with the LightHouse for the Blind in San Francisco. Actually, they've been around for about 100 years, over 100 years. And this evening, I'm just so thrilled to have our Director of Human Resources, Julie McCarthy, with me. So if you want to know more about the LightHouse for the Blind and what they do, the many services they provide for the blind and visually impaired, I really urge you to seek her out and find out what we do. Brian Bashan, our CEO, and Julie McCarthy, our Director of Human Resources, have made employment a #1 priority for the LightHouse for the Blind. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be having the program that we have today. It's our true desire to help people. I can feel proud of this. We have garnered more than $1.6 million in salaries for people who have never collected a salary before. We have saved taxpayers in excess of $20 million by taking people from benefit roles and having them as active participants in the field of employment. Now, I'm so proud of those people, those young people, those older people, those people that were born blind, those people that had blindness later on in their life. They've picked up their lives and they're moving on and they're finding purpose through employment. All of us really get a lot of who we are from what we do. And to give them this opportunity has been one of the greatest pleasures I've ever had. I don't stand on this stage alone. I don't think any of us tonight feel that way. We don't stand here alone. I have been particularly blessed with a myriad of people some of whom are here tonight, many are here tonight. And I want to take a moment to be personal and to thank them. Diane Wheeler, the person who nominated me for this award, said to me, "Kate, you are so fortunate because you have around you friends that are family and family that are friends." That could not be truer. I want to acknowledge some of those friends that are family. Silvana Rainey, when I was at my lowest point, I couldn't read a resume. I couldn't see my computer. I called the Department of Rehabilitation, and they sent me a wonderful young woman who taught me about adaptive technology. It said, your life can keep going. You can keep working. And actually, she kept me in that job through her training for several more years. But it wasn't just the training that Silvana gave me. It was that she embodied the spirit and the go at it attitude. Don't let this get you down, with such grace and dignity, because she too was visually impaired, and it just was so inspiring. And to this day, I shall never be able to thank her enough for letting me have a full and rich life. Thank you, Silvana. To Diane Wheeler, and I worked with her at a pharmaceutical company in Southern California for many years, as I did with my first boss, Judy Hibbard. They're with me tonight. Diane and Judy's husband, Greg, cradled me through cancer and through blindness. Their love and their support are never going to be able to be repaid. Thank you so much. They are my friends who are family. Then I'm so grateful to have my 90-year young mother here tonight. I just have to give her. I think from day one, she's embodied that spirit of giving to others. She's been a really wonderful example for me to grow up in my family. She is accompanied by my very handsome brother, David, and my sister, Nancy. I have a bigger family, but some are here tonight. My sister, Nancy, and her wife, Meredith. These people have carried me through with humor, and they've taught me, most of all, to be able to laugh at myself. I'll never be able to thank you enough. I was a single parent for many years without my 3 children, Jane, Julie, and Patrick. I don't think that I could have made it. Shall forever be grateful to them for giving me all that support and making me feel that I was important in their lives as they were important in mine. I'm lucky to have my daughter Julie with us tonight. Julie is a psychotherapist, is that right? She's with the county of Santa Barbara. She's doing such wonderful work. She wanted to attend the entire convention with me, not just tonight, but to stay for the convention. She wants to learn more about the Encore years because I know someday, she's going to take this back to her community, but even more importantly, someday when she's 20 years older or so, she's going to be a part of this movement because she's seen how wonderful this is for older Americans, particularly someone in my case, how this is giving us an opportunity to give back to our communities. It's such an honor to be associated with this organization. And I have a new mantra. It used to be, attitude is everything. Today, be sure you choose a good one. But I was watching the Roosevelts recently on PBS, and Eleanor Roosevelt said something that really touched my heart. So it's my new mantra, and I would like to invite everyone in this audience to take this on, whether it be in an Encore career or doing what you're doing right now. She said so eloquently, do that which you think you cannot do. So thank you, everyone, so much for this award and this honor. Thank you.